But don't worry, guys. That's not a response. Don't worry about that. We just gotta cut to the guy, the student that was complaining. That's all we gotta listen to. That's all we gotta be listening to. So we're just gonna see one side of the comment, but we're not gonna see. If you want to support the channel, go down below, hit the link down in the description. Get some Goober Can't Reason merch. Atheism Fails merch. Support the channel. Today's video, and this is actually gonna probably be one of my last videos I kind of do like this for a little while. The reason for that is because I want to get back to reacting to music, and I found an old list of music that I need to be reacting to done because it's been requested by you guys. So I was sent this clip on TikTok.
Has done nothing right to like advance the struggles of humanity in the last like 100 years, but like keep people pinned down, right? Like in countries like Mexico, right? I travel a lot, so I have family there. The church is the biggest obstacle to people standing up for themselves. Which
is kind of funny because I'm actually going to be doing a podcast about what a cult is according to the world and what a cult should be by definition. And why we kind of take all religious groups and we just say it's all cults. But people don't realize that when they use the word cult, they're actually putting themselves into that category without realizing it. So it's honestly self-defeating to be calling religion a cult when by definition everybody is religious. We are going to get into this. I want to make this clear. I'm not making this video to bash the person that made or sent this to me. I want to make this video because it was only one side of the video that was sent to me. It just showed the teenage brat complaining about what religion is, and that was it. It didn't show the other side. It didn't show the response to it. The guy in the video though that does the preaching or goes to the college campuses is Cliff. So Cliff goes to college campuses and he talks to professors, he talks to students, he debates atheists, Muslims, everyone. He debates everyone. And his answers I think are very solid. I do believe that his answers are correct. And people always misunderstand him on purpose. And I say on purpose because Cliff says it in a way that everyone can understand it. It's not like in a way that it's like, okay, well, I don't know what you mean. Cliff will literally say the same thing, but maybe in a different phrase so you can understand it. And if you don't understand it, he uses the thing being intellectually dishonest with yourself and to others. When I heard him say you're being intellectually dishonest, I started to say, okay, you know what? That goes with the same thing of saying like to someone or asking someone the question, if Christianity were true, would you be a Christian? And if they answer no, then it's what? It's not a truth problem, it's a heart problem. They don't want it to be true, which I learned from Frank Turk and the cross-examine. So that's kind of my intake when I hear you're being intellectually dishonest with yourself. I put it in that way. It's a heart problem, not a truth problem. You don't want there to be a God because you don't want to be told what to do with your life. We're going to get into this. We're going to see the students' response, and then we're also going to see Cliff's response to this. And this is probably going to be the last type of video I do like this because I want to get back to reacting to music videos and listening to lyrics and seeing art. Because I think being indulged in all of this stuff consistently really negatively affects you. You need to do something else. So, and I built this channel based off reacting to videos about music. So I'm going to go back to doing that for a little while. And I'll post videos like this for Caution Talk occasionally, maybe like once a month or whatever. But I need to go back to reacting to music. So here we go. Hope you guys like this video. If you do, hit the like button, subscribe for more, check out the rest of the content, and make sure you guys share the video. We're gonna see both sides and not just one side. And I'm gonna use Cliff's term. If you only listen to one side and not the other, you're being intellectually dishonest with yourself.
Where in the Bible does it say you have to go to college campuses, argue with people just for views? That doesn't seem very like you're giving anything to anyone. Like you were just talking about feeding the homeless and stuff. Like, yeah. What about running a YouTube channel where you just yap all day as part of like helping people out?
Imagine that being like the first comment that you get from like a college student that's supposed to be open-minded. Imagine that. Like colleges are supposed to be teaching kids to think and question things, okay? And learn and challenge And it's funny that we're seeing the complete opposite in this generation, is that they're being taught to just be like, oh yeah, I disagree, and why do you have to be here? Just shut up and leave. That's the response to a lot of people, and to me, that's very childish. Okay, you're just showing that college is pointless. It's a lie. It's stupid. And it's just to take your money. So I love how he comes over and says that, but he's doing the exact same thing, and he's just obeying and listening to professors just to get a college degree. And he's not questioning anything. He's just taking it and being like, oh yeah, it's true, it's facts. Like, I heard this and therefore it's true. Like, I'm gonna believe it. My professor that taught religious courses says that religion is a brainwashing tool. And I'm gonna believe it because my professor said it. I want to say, like, religious teachers in colleges especially are probably the most dishonest people there is.
I don't get a dime from standing out here speaking. I'm a pastor of a church in Connecticut, and they pay me a salary. Okay? Second point is, why is work valuable to you? Why is work important?
It's how you, like, show kindness. It's how you show value.
What is the basis of kindness and value if there is no God?
You're the same as the schizo guy that wanders around with his little dog out here. I don't know if you've seen him.
No, I haven't seen him. All right, so I'm getting the drift that you don't really appreciate.
He won't even answer the question. He just goes around it. And that's what I love about skeptics and many atheists. Not all, but many. I would say majority of them. They will make these rude, bizarre comments, but they won't ever answer back. And they'll continue to spew out this nonsense. And then when you try to give an actual valid answer, they'll interrupt you from speaking and then spew you out more nonsense so they can go around the question or go around the answer in which they are about to receive, because they know for a fact they're wrong.
He's standing out here and speaking. May I remind you that we are in a culture where universities are that believe in a liberal arts education, where we believe in the free exchange of ideas, even when we disagree. We live in a culture that teaches tolerance, which means you and I might disagree, but we're not going to be disrespectful to each other. We're going to respectfully disagree. And that's why I appreciate you disagreeing with me and calling me out. So no problem, okay? But you're coming on as if you're a thinker. Great, I hope you are a thinker. You think, and you're criticizing me and analyzing me. It's fine, no problem. No problem at all.
I like that. I really do like that, how he kind of points that out, you know? Again, we're going to see where this goes.
With your critical mind, do you think God exists or not?
No.
Why?
I mean, it's beside the point, though.
So they can go around the question.
Whether God exists or not. I mean,
Really?
the main thing is that you try to actually work towards improving society, improving the world around you, and I don't really see people like yourself doing that.
Oh, really?
To distract people from the real problems in society and bring them.
So this is the part, the clip that I saw that was sent to me. So this is kind of like the beginning part of it.
Beside the point, though, whether God exists or not. I mean,
Really?
the main thing is that you try to actually work towards improving society,
Right
improving
here.
the world around you, and I don't really see people like yourself doing that.
Oh, really?
To distract people from the real problems in society and bring them back towards theology,
So they can go around the question.
which has done nothing, right, to like advance the struggles of humanity in the last like 100 years, but like keep people pinned down, right? Like in countries like Mexico, right? I travel a lot, so I have family there. The church is the biggest obstacle to people standing up for themselves against oppression.
Really?
It is one of the main pillars of oppression in that society. I know a lot of you guys don't agree with me, but right, because the church is constantly saying, obey authority, just accept the way things are, pray that things will get better, and don't actually struggle against what is keeping you down. Don't actually struggle against the people that are coming and taking all the resources out of your land, that are paying you miserable wages. Just have a good work ethic, right? Have good values, pray, and accept the way things are. And so, yeah, you know, I don't think that you're actually, right, like, doing anything to improve, you know, the lot of downtrodden and toiling people. And you're just putting up smoke and mirrors to distract people.
Really?
My gosh, look, you hear that heartfelt, comment that the guy made? He really brings my emotions out. He makes me feel bad. He must be correct because he touches my heart. He really cares, so he must be right.
Google's can't reason.
What's the demographic with the most atheists in the world?
Probably the wealthy countries, yeah.
Oh my goodness, isn't that interesting? The demographic with the most atheists is wealthy white guys. What's the demographic in the United States that has the highest percentage of followers of Christ?
So right here, it cuts.
Doing anything to improve, you know, the lot of downtrodden and toiling people, and you're just putting up smoke and mirrors to distract people.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the demographic with the most atheists in the world?
Probably the wealthy countries, yeah.
Oh my goodness, isn't that interesting?
Google's can't reason.
It stayed pointing at the guy. So the clip that I was sent completely cut out this part. And the whole point of it was to be like, guy completely destroys preacher. Like, guy really brought on some heavy points, left preacher silent. Really? Really? Is that what really happened? Because it seems like I mean, call me dumb, but it seems like to me that Cliff is answering what he just was told. He's answering. He's responding back, responding towards the criticism that he just received. So
that has the highest percentage of followers of Christ. African American women. So what I hear you saying, sir, is all them dumb twits just don't get it. Submit to this Jesus and blindly pray to him instead of getting off their backsides and doing something. So you're out of touch with reality. Totally out of touch with reality. African American women in the United States understand there is nobody who stands for the value of woman more than Jesus Christ. Because the Bible teaches we're all created in the image of God. Just because you got some twit anthropology professor who tells you.
But don't worry, guys. That's not a response. Don't worry about that. We just gotta cut to the student that was complaining. That's all we gotta listen to. That's all we gotta be listening to. So we're just gonna see one side of the comment, but we're not gonna see his response because it doesn't feel right with me. So they can go around the question. Oh, loving it. I absolutely love Cliff because he will call you intellectually stupid, but in very, very nicer terms. So, gotta go back. The
demographic for the most atheists is wealthy white guys. What's the demographic in the United States that has the highest percentage?
We gotta hear this again.
African American women. So what I hear you saying, sir, is all them dumb twits just don't get it. They just submit to this Jesus and blindly pray to him instead of getting off their backsides and doing something. Sir, you're out of touch with reality. Totally out of touch with reality. African American women in the United States understand there is nobody who stands for the value of woman more than Jesus Christ. Because the Bible teaches we're all created in the image of God. And just because you got some twit anthropology professor who tells you, oh yeah, it's all colonialism, that's why Africans believe in Jesus. That's racist. It's totally racist. It's a joke.
Oh, that sounded like a response to me.
Demographic with the highest percentage of followers of Christ in the world is women of color. So when you attack Christianity, make sure you know who you're attacking. And for you to stereotype Christians as wealthy people who want to oppress people is a farce. Yes, unfortunately, that's occurred. We all know that. That's sick.
Know the truth today.
No, it is not. The majority of women of color in the world today who follow Jesus Christ have very little political power, economic power. Instead, they understand that we all are created in the image of God. We all have equal value and dignity. Now, why do you think woman is valuable?
Hey, put it back on the kid. He put it on the kid again. Why do you, as an atheist skeptic, believe that there's value for a woman?
Now, why do you think woman is valuable?
Because they're one of the pillars of society. I mean, they're 50% of the population.
So they have value because the statistics. Because they have value. Why do you think woman has value? Because they have value. Okay.
They're those who provide life, right? For the most part, they've been confined by society to, upbringing children and stuff like that. But I mean, why do I think women are valuable? Why do you think anyone is valuable?
Because human beings are not accidents. We're created by God for a purpose. And the African American and the women of color that I know who put their faith in Christ are taking care of the downtrodden. They are feeding unwanted babies. They are taking care of physically and mentally challenged people. They are loving people. It's boots on the ground love. It's not some theoretical, let's be idealists. Let's be intellectuals who decry a certain form of injustice. No.
You know who took care? There's almost like an assisted living. Okay, yeah, it is an assisted living for the mentally challenged in Ukraine. And I actually went to visit this place. And guess who runs it? Christians run the place. Not atheists. Not atheists. Christians do. The one guy that runs an orphanage with a school and literally condominiums and teaches teens how to financially stay stable and find jobs, which I am actually in contact with, which I really bad. I want to actually hit him up and see if I can have a interview with him. In Ukraine, by the way, not in America, but in Ukraine, for free, by the way. Who's that run by? Christians. Christians do.
They're getting involved. They're putting their bodies on the line and serving people. That's what real love is. It's not sitting in some intellectual ivory tower and giving platitudes on, oh, well, you know what the Catholic Church has done, the Crusades, the Inquisition, Jesus Christ is a loser.
So they can go around the question when people blame Christianity for all the world's problems or whatever, and all these, whatever religious groups. Cliff, please. If he doesn't do it, I'm going to pull it up in the next video that I'm going to have play right after this. Bring up the history of atheistic followers and their history.
Times has been a loser.
Please.
And you're right. The church has done some horrible things that tells you nothing about Jesus Christ. And that's why my African-American sisters in the United States are so open-minded and brilliant. Because they don't allow a white racist to turn them off to the true Jesus who didn't have a racist bone in his body.
Well, I mean, I'd say, right, if someone goes and takes a bunch of people and puts them to work for miserable wages or whatnot, that's wrong.
From your perspective. Now, where do you get off being so arrogant that you think your perspective is right? Do I think I define right and wrong in any absolute sense? I'm culturally biased. I got my own prejudices. But if there is a God who's created all human beings for a purpose and given all of us innate value, then injustice is really wrong because there's a value of justice that is violated. But it's a real value of justice. It's not a value of justice that is defined by the intellectual elite on some elitist university campuses in the United States. Excuse me, don't mean to pop in your bubbles, but if you believe that kind of rubbish, you're in trouble.
Literally, if you believe that value comes from what a professor says. Oh, I love it.
This is not defined by UC Davis or Harvard or Stanford, even Stanford. It ain't defined by Stanford, okay? It's defined by the eternal mind, God, who is just and good, and who really loves you, and who loves all of us, and who wants to live in relationship with us. That's the basis of justice, not some arrogant intellectual ivory tower people.
You can't even, describe. You just say God, God's eternal love.
There's a mind, an eternal mind, that exists before your mind and before my mind. And it's that mind that has defined goodness and justice throughout eternity. But if there is no God, you know who defines right and wrong. The human mind, which means, buddy, it's all relative, depending on which human mind you're talking to. You can't live that out. You can't live moral relativism out. You can't tell me today it's wrong for me to murder, but maybe tomorrow it's good for me to murder. It's all relative.
Was Luigi Mangione right to kill that healthcare CEO?
Well, what do you think?
Yes. That guy was a parasite that actually hurt people, that actually did wrong.
Have you ever hurt anybody?
Unequal weights and measures are being applied. It's, oh, well, look at that person, he does this and does that. But you don't realize, okay, well, you've also done it. You know what Christ says about murder? You don't even have to go out and kill people or do something bad. You can just simply hate a group of people and you've already committed murder in your heart. In the heart. That is what Christ says. If you hate a group or hate somebody, you have already committed murder against them. You've already committed murder. Just by having hate in your heart, you have committed murder. In other words, by the fact that you have hate in your heart, that same hate drives people to murder. You are no different than a murderer because you have the same intentions and you have the same hate that drove that person to do that evil act. That is who Christ is. That is the definition of murder according to Christ. It's literally just hate. I do not hate anybody, okay? I do not hate Muslims. I do not hate Jewish people. I do not hate Irani. I don't hate people from ISIS or Hamas. I hate their actions and I hate their belief system. That's what I hate. The individual, I hope, repents and turns to Christ before it's too late. What that person is doing is evil and vile and against someone who is made in the image of God. But I do not hate that person. I hate the evil in the world. I hate the fact that that person hates somebody else. I hate the action of people.
Do you ever hurt anybody?
Emotionally, maybe?
Maybe? You know very well that I've hurt people and you've hurt people. And let's not act like some self-righteous twits. We both have done wrong. I'm a dirty, rotten sinner. And guess what? Hate to break it to you, so are you. To act like, oh, I'm superior, I'm really good, and I hope all you nitwits will get your act together and be good like me. That is self-righteous arrogance. And that is what Jesus attacked most personally in the form of the Pharisees. No, at times I do good, at times you do good. At times I do evil, at times you do evil. We're mixed up kids. And Jesus comes to mixed up kids like you and me and says, come to me. I want to give you my grace, my love. I want to change you from the inside out. You've got to be able to deal with sin. Why? Because of Ukraine. Why? Because of Hamas and Hezbollah and Israel. Why? Because of divorce and racism. Sexism, chauvinism, abused children, because of date rape, even at UC Davis of all places. And if you can't diagnose the problem accurately, if you think it's simply your lack of education, your lack of money, your lack of a good environment, If you think that's the problem, you are naive. Jesus Christ says no. The problem is right in your heart, right at the center of your being.
Yep.
That's why I'm convinced that although education is good, and although money is good, and although a good environment is good, it's not going to address the basic human problem, a twisted heart, twisted motives. And that's why Christ bled and died on a cross, to pay the penalty for our sin, to forgive us, and to give us eternal life.
Christianity is a lie. Starts all the wars. Religion starts all wars. Christianity is bad. Don't follow it. It's evil. But here are the videos that I'm going to show you now. Enjoy them, because it's the end of the video, so enjoy. Enjoy.
Google's can't reason. This kid laughs at the preacher, and then this happens.
Let's talk about how many people atheists have killed. Atheism killed? Yep. Holy sh**. You're the most uninformed mother seen on the planet, and a demagogue. Really? Yeah. Was Mao Zedong an atheist?
Yes.
Mao Zedong was the leader of the people. How many people did Mao Zedong, as an atheist, murder?
100 million.
Good. How many people did Joseph Stalin, another atheist, murder?
20 million.
Okay, let's talk about how atheism opens you up to slaughtering people. It's the same answer to the question I asked you that you haven't answered. Why is a human being valuable?
Google's can't reason.
I was wondering where atheism ever comes into play historically. If there's any societies that have had higher rates of atheism, or, you know, maybe you have answers as to where it originated.
Well, I'll give you one such example, and that is the former Soviet Union. And the Soviet Union tried to, for 70 or so years, impose atheism on the populace. And when my friend Ravi Zacharias went over there a number of years ago and started talking about God and truth, he got a lot of pushback, because they were trained to believe there is no God. And many of them believed there was no God. And Stalin, as you know, and Lenin, and those kinds of leaders, both those leaders on different occasions, it was probably more Lenin, now that I think about it, they bulldozed churches. They wanted to wipe out Christianity. And a lot of people will look at the errors, or the horrors, I should say, of religion, and there have been many horrors of religion. But a lot of times when the atheists bring those horrors up, they ignore the horrors of atheism. There were far more people killed in the last century by millions by atheistic regimes than have ever been killed in the name of religion anywhere. I mean, Stalin killed at least 20 million of his own people. Mao, probably 60 million of his own people. You put the dictators of the 20th century together and you get more than 100 million people dead by atheistic regimes. Now, this doesn't prove or disprove atheism or Christianity. I'm just saying the idea that evil comes from religion is nonsense. According to the history of, I think it's the Encyclopedia of War, what percentage of wars do you think involve religion? According to them, 7%. If you take Islam out of it, it's 3%. In fact, let's just think about the last century. World War I caused by religion? No. World War II caused by religion? No. Korean War caused by religion? No. Vietnam War caused by religion? No. Iraq War caused by religion? No. Saddam wanted Kuwait's oil. You just think about our recent history. They're not caused by religion. They're caused by other factors.